Well, here we are again. It's been about 6 months since I did a video like this the last time, and I might as well get into it. These are what's on my bar right now on the 17th of December 2022. I have the Bear Face 7-year-old. I also have this one here, which is Canadian Club, but not just a regular Canadian Club. This is the 40-year-old. I'll just open it quickly. Hopefully. Let's get this open so you can see what the bottle looks like. These baggies are kind of cool and kind of nice, but they are a pain when you're trying to make a video. I need both hands for this. Okay, now I got it. There it is. Canadian Club 40-year-old, and there's not much left. Over here is the Two Brewers batch or release number 5. Two Brewers is a small distillery up in Whitehorse, Yukon, and they have they put a release out every so often, and typically they don't have large releases. They're usually under 2,000 bottles per release, and I was able to get a few of them, quite a few actually. This one here is a prize. It's the Shelter Point Artisanal Cask Strength Single Malt, aged 10 years. I've been holding on to this bottle for a while. It's a backup bottle. My other one was finished a long time ago, and if I was to open this, it would disappear quickly. Yeah, here is Lowen McKinnon Chocolate Malt. That one's also getting quite low. I love this stuff. Hopefully I can get another bottle. I've gone through about 3 or 4 of them already. Next, is another Canadian Club with a baggie. I don't think it needs a baggie anymore. It's almost... For those of you who enjoy me struggling with getting things open, this should be a treat. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's hard to do it with one hand. Okay. There it is. The Canadian Club Chronicles 44. That's 44-year-old Canadian whiskey, just as empty as the 40-year-old. I should finish these soon. But for some reason, I'm hanging on and hanging on. Here's another Two Brewers batch or release 11. Innovative it is called, or it is one of the innovative bottles. Another Two Brewers here. This one is peated and release number 25. Here's my old favorite, the Good and Cheap Alberta Premium 100% rye, bottled at 40% alcohol by volume. It's a great starter whiskey. It tastes wonderful, and it doesn't cost much. So I always have some on hand. In fact, last night I was in a liquor store, and I bought a much larger bottle as a backup, or for when the other one's empty. Okay, what is this here we got? The 5-year-old 90, another one of my favorites. Good and Cheap, bottled at 45% alcohol by volume. It's 100% corn Canadian whiskey from Highwood Distiller in Alberta. Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye, or as the Scotch Test Dummies would call it, CRNHR, or the way I abbreviate it is Kernaher. CRNHR. I got a bit of that left. Macaloni's. Macaloni's Killy This is an Irish style triple distilled whiskey, and it's really good. I think it's in sherry casks or something. I'm not sure. I don't have time to read. It's such a small label anyway. Now, I changed hands because my Smoke Point from Shelter Point. This is a backup bottle. I finished a Smoke Point a long time ago, but this is a backup. And I will be opening it eventually. It's still full. There we go. Also, another backup from, this is the 10-year-old Prohibition edition from Shelter Point. That's another really good one. And this one's bottled at 56.9%. 56.9%. It's a good one. Back here, I have a couple from Wiser's. This is their 23-year-old cask strength blend Canadian whiskey. And of course, right next to it, there's the 22-year-old cask strength blend at 59.7% alcohol by volume. Oh, love those. Let's put these back where they were. These are way in the back so that I don't reach them very often. It's easier to do when I'm standing up. Maybe I should be standing up. I don't know. I'm on my knees right now. Now I'm standing up. Okay. Another row here would be the 40 Creek Copper Pot. They call it 40 Creek Copper Bold now. They changed the label and the bottle and the name, but it's the same whiskey from what I understand. Okay. Here's a Dillon's Rye. A little bit of that left. It's a nice starter whiskey at 43% alcohol by volume. Actually, it's a nice drinking strength. Next, a Two Brewers Release 31 Classic. So it's classic, typical classic flavor. And I think I have another classic Two Brewers right here. Yes, this is the Release 21 Two Brewers. Another Macaloni's here. Macaloni's Kirkinriola. That's another triple distilled Irish style Canadian whiskey. Bottled at 46% alcohol by volume. Very nice and drinkable. Another Macaloni's. This is the Kildare. This is another one of those triple distilled wonders from just up the road from me here. And over here we have Canadian Rockies, and it's almost empty. It's a 21-year-old. Hopefully you can see the 21 there. And it's delicious. I've gone through about 3 or 4 bottles of this already. It's really nice stuff. Won't be lasting long. What is this? Oh, another Macaloni's. This one is an Invermally with Portuguese, aged in Portuguese red wine barriques, something like that. Over here we have Gooderham and Worts, the 19-year-old 49 Wellington. This stuff is excellent. And here's another Gooderham and Worts that I really like. This one is the 11 Souls. And I'm still lucky enough to find some of these. That came out, what, 3 or 4 years ago. Here's a Shelter Point. From last summer I went to Alberta. And this one is a Wine and Beyond exclusive. Wine and Beyond is a liquor store in Alberta. And here's another Wine and Beyond exclusive. This is the exclusively bottled for Wine and Beyond, it says right there. And it is the single malt whiskey. I think it's a special batch. Cask number 4. That's it. Cask number 4. Okay. And I'll be trying those pretty soon. This here I acquired on the same trip at Wine and Beyond. It's a Brenne Grâce et Saveur French single malt whiskey. Estate cask. Never seen this before, but when I saw it in Alberta, I said, I got to get me one of those. And now we're into the world whiskeys. This one is a Bimber Apogee 12, bottled at 46% alcohol by volume. I don't find it to be quite remarkable. This one, however, I do find to be remarkable. This is a Millstone, 100%, bottled at 50% alcohol by volume. Dutch single rye whiskey. And this one here, I really, really like. This is a Bimber ex-bourbon small batch. Lovely, lovely stuff. I like this one a lot. And this one will take the prize for most improved whiskey from neck pour to almost halfway down. Is the Cavalan Rum Cask Solist, and it was edition number 1 from Prestige Wine and Spirits, recommended to me by none other than Rob Whiskey in the Six. However, when I first opened it, it was just cloyingly sweet, and it tasted like rum. I should have bought a rum for like $50 instead of spending $250 on this. But it settled down, and it opened up, and it became quite pleasant. I would call it the most improved whiskey that I've ever had, from neck pour on the way down. Here's another Bimber. This is the Canada edition. Now, it's a lot like the other one, like the single malt ex-bourbon barrel, but it's hotter. It's 8.7%, while the other one, which is perfectly balanced in my opinion, is 51.6. Big difference. Okay. Now that's it for world whiskeys. Now we go into American. Russell Reserve, 10 years old. I like this one too. I really like this one. We also have some Angel's Envy, which is going down easy. I think this is my second bottle of Angel's Envy. I like the first one a lot. And here we got Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Malt Whiskey. So that's a different one. That's a curiosity. I think it follows the same rules as bourbon with corn and rye with rye. It's got to be 51% or more of malt. Here's our blackened straight whiskeys. Black brandy cask. Yeah. Remastered by David Pickerel. I understand he's not alive anymore. Here's another bourbon. Widow Jane, 10-year-old. And there's this one here. This is our Woodford Double Oaked. I like that one as well. Good stuff. First time I tried it, I loved it, and I still do. And that's about 6 or 7 years ago. Okay, we got Elijah Craig Straight Rye. That's also good. And here's another one that I like a lot, is the Bottled in Bond Heaven Hill. 50% alcohol by volume. And over here, we got Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. And I think this one is a BC Liquor Store barrel number one in 2021. So that's like a store pick. Got some Rabbit Hole Cave Hill. For some reason, it doesn't sit that well with me as a lot of other bourbons. But I go for it from time to time. And this one with the little horsey on the top is our Blanton's Gold, which is also really excellent. That's it for American whiskey. Let's go Irish. Got some Ryder Tears Copper Pot. And also some Irishman. Now I've seen a lot of different expressions of Irishman on different shelves. And this one is the Founders Reserve. I've not had any of the others. I might try them eventually. Here's a favorite. The Yellow Spot 12-year-old pot still. Wonderful stuff. Finished in Malaga casks. Wonderful stuff. Here's another favorite, the Turcano 16 Oloroso and Moscatel cask finish. Also wonderful stuff. And for some reason, I still try Waterford from time to time. This one is really intense. This is called the Biodynamic Waterford. Really intense whiskey. Intense flavors. Very, very strong. Strong tasting anyway. Intense. And Redbreast 12 cask strength. Not much of that left, but I still have a little bit. I will have to try and replace that. I think I got it at the summer release last year, or this year, 2022. Okay, now we get into the Scotch. I like having this around, Chivas Regal 18. I had a sample of it several years ago, and I liked that. This one I picked up in Alberta, because you can't get it in BC. I was in Alberta last summer, and I think I mentioned that earlier. Here's a green label. I always like to have some Johnnie Walker green label lying around. That's good stuff. And here we got another blended James Eadie Blended Scotch whiskey. And this one here, Cadenhead 7-star. I'm not really getting along with that one so well. I don't know why. But I'll drink it. This one was a bit of a mistake, but I had to try it. Curiosity got the best of me. It's called Smokestack. It's a peated whiskey. Some of it is Islay and some of it is Highland. It's a blend of malts. And it's a limited edition. It's okay, but it's not the best. I would rather go for something real from Islay. Cutty Sark Prohibition. I usually manage to have one of these lying around as well. I like the stuff. Sometimes I'm just in the mood for it. Blended Scotch at 50% ABV. Now, here's another one from that Alberta trip. I will be trying these soon. It's a Tamnavulin. I've never had Tamnavulin, so I had to go for it. Double cask, it says. Tamnavulin. No, haven't had that one yet. Now we go into Lowlands. Lindora's Abbey. Looks like I enjoyed that one. Here's another. Loch Lee. Loch Lee is pretty good, but there are other of the newer distilleries that are, in my opinion, more to my liking. Bladnoch, Samsara, not much of that left. I might try and replace it, or I got another Bladnoch under the bar that will take its place. Here's a Carnmore independent bottle of Auchentoshan, of all things. And blended malt, Lowland style, Epicurean, finished in single white port cask. Lowland blended malt. I think this might be a BC liquor store exclusive, One of only 414 bottles. Yeah, that was at the summer release, I believe. It's all right. I really like Douglas Lang's regional blended malts. I really do. Speyside. Here's a Hepburn's Choice Benriach, 8-year-old, single cask, one of 418 bottles. James Eadie Linkwood, also nice. And very similar to the Eadie, to the Linkwood, is another Eadie bottling that I got on at the same time, and this one is from Dailuan. Also really nice stuff. Very nice stuff. My second bottle of Benriach Smoky 12. My second bottle of Hart Brothers Dailuan 13. Really good. And this one is also from that Alberta trip last summer. This is a Glengoyne 14 Old Malt Cask. I'm going to be trying that soonish. And this one here is our Benromach 2010 Vintage Batch number 1. Yeah. Oh. Highland. Glendeveron 20. Nice starter whiskey at 40%. And was not expensive either. This one is Glendronach 2009. This is a Canadian exclusive, I think. Bottled for Canada. Where does it say that? It says it somewhere on there. Selected and bottled exclusively for Canada. There it is. Got a Oban 14, which keeps getting better and better as the level goes down. Got a Kleinleash 14, which I've had a couple of drams from, but I think I should maybe try it again. 46%. They don't seem to be as waxy as they used to be. Maybe it's just me that's changed. I don't know. This is a Tomatin 2008, age 12 years, Montbazillac cask, French collection. Another Tomatin. This is the Sauterne cask. And if you've been watching my channel a lot, you know that I love Sauterne finish. And over here we got another one. This is a 14-year-old port cask Tomatin. So we've got 3 finished Tomatins. Whoop. Over here, just changing hands, we have the Glengarry Founders Reserve. You know, it's not expensive and it's really great. I love the flavor on this. I love every Glengarry I've tried. And here's another one. This is the small batch release wine cask matured Glengarry 1999 to 2018. So it's like 19 years old. Ah, wonderful stuff. Expensive, but wonderful stuff. If you like Glengarry, you can get a lot out of the cheap ones too. Speaking of Glengarry, also from that trip to Alberta, I picked this one up. And it says that it is the last Glengarry distilled before they closed the distillery. They mothballed the distillery for some years. This is number 10. It's going to be interesting to try that. And it won't be long before I do that. If they're on the bar already and they're still sealed, it won't be long till I open them. Okay, on the islands. Jura Journey. This one is turning out to be okay. It's getting better. At first I wasn't too pleased with it, but it's getting better. It's only 40% alcohol by volume. Here's another Jura from that trip to Alberta. 16-year-old Jura's Own. I'm looking forward to that as well. And it looks like it's been on the shelf for a long time because the box is scuffed here and there. And yeah, I've never seen this here in BC, but I found it in Alberta. Highland Park 15, Soldiering On. I don't know what the level is, but when it's finished, it's finished. I will not be replacing it. Here's another Jura, one of my favorites. It's the old Jura Elixir 12-year-old. I don't think I'll be able to find another bottle of this. This shop that used to carry dusty bottles of this whiskey doesn't have any more. So I'm going to enjoy this one slowly and savor it. 46% alcohol by volume. This one is the Rosé. The Rosé, I kind of like this one. I like Rosé a lot. It's wonderful stuff. For a young whiskey, beautiful. And to finish up the islands, what island collection would be complete without a Talisker? This is the 8-year-old from 2021, I believe. The one with the sea monster on the label. And now we go into Islay. Now we go into the Islay part of our journey. Bunnahabhain 12. Wonderful. Good. Great stuff. Laphroaig 10. Getting kind of low. I'm going to have to replace that real soon because my bar isn't complete without Laphroaig 10. You probably know about that already. Ardbeg 10. Another classic. And that's really, really painfully low. I'm going to have to replace that too soon. What is this? Hardcore. I'm going to see what happens to this as it goes down. It's got some, if I recall, some chocolate flavors and some peated notes, but somehow the flavors don't seem to complement each other. They seem to be fighting each other, but that may change as time goes down. As time goes along and the level goes down. Okay, what have we got here? This is a Cadenhead. Original collection, 10-year-old Caol Ila. That might be interesting. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will. Here's a Kilchoman. Madeira cask matured Kilchoman. That's going to be interesting. Get this back down there without... Oh, okay. It's down there. This is the Uigeadail, Ardbeg Uigeadail. Yeah, it grew on me. The first time I tried it many years ago, I didn't like it, but it grew on me. It's getting better. Laphroaig quarter cask. Always nice to have some Laphroaigs on the table besides the 10-year-old. And over here we got Big Pete. This is a limited edition. Limited edition natural cask strength Big Pete. Yeah. And just 3 more to go. This one here, our Lagavulin 12 from 2021. Superb whiskey. Wonderful stuff. Another Ardbeg. Corrie Vrecken. Corrie Vrecken is also wonderful stuff. Named after a whirlpool. Love it. Peat and Sherry. This one here is the last one. It is a Kilchoman. Cask strength. PX finished single cask. Bottled exclusively for wine and beyond. That was also on that Alberta trip. I will be trying this soon. And that is it for my home whiskey bar, the 17th of December, 2022.
Food Queen.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Yeah.